make sure you're in the right environment.
Oh.
So,
Wait a minute. Say that part again.
in the right environment.
When I move around people, move around, it's a big ocean out there. Don't get stuck in the same crowd with the same people because they all know the same stuff eventually, and somebody got to go out there and get their feet wet to kind of either bring something back or see what's going on other places, because you'll get stifled. A lot of people get stuck in the same atmosphere. Yeah.
Same situation.
And this is Lala Madness News, and I'm out here with Milkman, and we are at Laboratory Studios over here as well. And actually, why don't you let them know exactly where to find you as far as social media and everything?
Alright, let me give it out straight line. So first off, let me get you on Instagram. It's milkmanhits. 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 I got a whole collaborative album out, so I got that popping. I got all this stuff rolling, so I'm mainly on Instagram. But don't make fun of me for this, but I'm also on Snapchat. But my name is Josh is Goofy. So
On Snapchat?
on Snapchat.
You gotta switch it up a little bit because you know what they say later? Oh, I didn't even know that was you.
Yeah.
But then they end up liking the content?
Yeah,
Doesn't that
right.
happen? Right.
Yeah.
So, Milkman Hits. So, like, what is these collaborative efforts that you have going on here? I know you say you got some collaborations and stuff you just hooked up.
Yes, ma'am. So, I actually work a lot with this one artist, Young Bobby. Me and him basically we don't go way back, but we both actually we met at this modeling scam, pretty much. If you've heard that, like, Barbizon. Oh, actually not name dropped.
Oh, well, I mean, it is
Barbizon,
here now, but
totally scammed me and him.
wait a minute, is that the Barbizon from back in the day? Like the commercial?
Yeah.
Shut up. Okay.
Yeah.
And y'all made a great relationship out of getting scammed?
Yeah, like he only took 2 classes. I did the whole thing, and it ended up going nowhere. And it was just like a dead end. They basically learned basic information, but la-di-la-di-da. Me and him, I offered him a service. I was like, yo, I'm just getting into producing. I'll record you for free. And then he was like, okay, yeah. So we basically just started our relationship there. Now I started making beats, and then now we have a whole collaborative album out. And
What's it called?
Into the Vibes.
Into the Vibes.
Into the Vibes, Young Bobby. So
Now, this is one little tidbit I know that usually people don't, but you mentioned that y'all met in an unfortunate situation.
Mm-hmm.
And being that you just started out at that time that you guys first linked up, you said, I'll record you for free just to kind of get your name out there, get the experience and whatnot. How important is that, because this is part of networking people and part of actually building yourself? Explain to the people how important that is to kind of, when you're getting your foot out there or getting your feet out there, bad verbiage, excuse me, that you network with people, and then at the same time, sometimes it's a little hand rubbing going on. So, you do something for me, I do something for you. Kind of a little bartering trade as well as building experience. But, how important is that you see out there now?
So personally, what I see going out there, I see a lot of, like, especially on social media, everything that you see is all about getting to the money, getting to the check, everything about, like, get on the grind, do this, do that. And that is a part of the process. But especially when starting out, your product is not going to be up to par with competitors, other people, and like the trade and bartering, like people, like artists, producers, everyone alike, like photographers, new people both need each other to, like, test, practice out. But it's very essential to, when starting out, to be like, all right, I'll, like, make yourself useful and make yourself essential. On the last tidbit, just make sure you're in the right environment.
Wait a minute, say that part again.
In the right environment.
When I move around people, move around, it's a big ocean out there. Don't get stuck in the same crowd with the same people because they all know the same stuff eventually, and somebody got to go out there and get their feet wet to kind of either bring something back or see what's going on other places, because you'll get stifled. A lot of people get stuck in the same atmosphere.
Same situation, because just like everyone working a job or working a job for a long periods of time, doing something they're not happy with, they get comfortable. Like, I've heard this plenty of times where people tell me, was like, well, this is what I'm gonna get if I do this, if I keep doing this. But they really just want the stifling, and like you were saying, that going around with different groups of people is really what's going to get you
right.
like the ultimate success in the end. Because
that's part of networking. Always. How long you been producing or in the music industry per se, which may be two different answers.
Right. So I've been producing probably, it's been 2.5 years, and I've been making beats for about 2 years.
Okay.
So I really dived in head first with that. But yeah, it's an awesome industry.
And what makes you different as far as where you're going or the direction that you're trying to take your craft?
The way that I see myself as different is that I'm not afraid to experiment and take risks in certain genres.
Yes.
And when it comes down to it, like, I'd rather spend more time in the studio trying to craft something that's going to be like, all right, this is going to be the gem, rather than just being like, all right, spent 1.5 hours, boom, done, rather than trying to craft the actual gem and then be like, wow, I can really tell my story on this.
So basically, all your beats don't sound the same.
Yeah, I can't. It's hard to say. It's hard to say in a genre.
Nicely saying that his beats don't all sound the same, because some producers can get stuck in a certain type of beat, a certain type of flow, or they're used to working with a certain genre or type of artist, so they don't have the flexibility of moving around with the beats and the different types. So, cool. Okay. That's awesome. What's an event or a time, or a place rather, that you may have been to? It may have been a person that affected or changed maybe a thought process or a way that you did something, or made you like an aha moment.
Okay, so it was definitely, I definitely kindled this relationship with, I think his official name is PD Darrow, but he was like a huge influence to me on actually how to get on the business side. And what he was telling me recently, actually, that was like a huge moment, that he said, once we get to this show, you really can't be no one's fan. And that was huge for me.
He wasn't lying.
Yeah.
You know how many artists I work with on a daily basis? I'm at their shows. They ask me to come to their shows to see them perform. I'm at their listening parties. And I noticed in a lot of my posts, I'll be like, yeah, or yeah, they're great. And it's like, damn. And you can't show favoritism. I am selective about who I work with as far as, the level of talent. Some are just starting out, some are already up there. But, you still just can't do it one more time. Give him he got the growl going on.
I had to emphasize it. Yeah.
Get stuck in one situation, and sometimes you do have to network. You got to move around. And please take advice from those that have been here already and have done this, because you can't be everybody's fan because you're here to do business at the same time. But you can say that somebody's talent is great or not, what I'm saying. But
yeah, and that was especially the fact with because Young Bobby, like I was saying, he's like my homie, and we do music together. So I will at first I was gonna be like going kind of crazy for him when he performed, and then I realized I'm there for myself.
This person, but it's a difference. See, you know how they say, the people in my community or in the city that know me, that grew up with me, they don't support me as much as people outside of the state or people, internationally. My international following is huge. I'm top 100 in Slovakia. I am, I'm in 5 countries. I have a huge fan base overseas, but it's people that's in my community that I've grown up with, that just because they see you as just, oh yeah, I just know you.
Yeah,
I grew up
facts.
with you, so I'm not gonna be like, oh my God, that's my yeah. And that's what he means. Like, you know, you're here to do business. We already know each other. We know each other on a way different level than he would know anybody else.
Yeah.
You know, y'all don't tell each other and all that good
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
You can call me like, oh my God, man, let me tell you what happened.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. Yeah. So, and how long you been knowing Bobby now?
Yeah, so about like 2 years.
Yeah, so when
2
you first
years.
started out, kind of.
Yeah, and when we were talking about like moving around with different groups, I didn't start off with the best group neither.
Oh.
That's the person who originally got me into
Yeah, you
music.
gotta start out learning the hard way.
Yeah.
If you don't get a bumper bruise, then you don't need to be here.
Yeah, yeah, right. It's gonna be hard to get a like nice paved road.
No, unless it's paid for you, and then you're just a puppet at that point. But
Yeah,
that's when you respect the grind, though, right? Like
Facts.
when you have to get that bump or that bruise to kind of guide your path or find your way. And sometimes, if it's, how do you feel about that? If things are just and it's a good thing if you just got stuff handed down to you. But when it's something like, you know, this is something you're passionate about, you're producing, you working with certain people and things of that nature. Is it like instrumental for you to be able to? Damn, I forgot what I was gonna say, and I'm not gonna edit that part out either. I'm gonna let this shit roll just like that. But is it instrumental for you to be able to, like Bobby, work with him, know that that's a friend of yours, and that now you guys can build on that by going to go either share what you have with other people or bring other people into your group, but you know we are day ones.
Yeah, we're solid.
We are solid, because that's gonna vary.
Yeah,
Like you said, you started out with a different group,
Yeah.
then you kind of weaseled your way through what works for you, are the groups that you feel where you can kind of collaborate your own team.
Yeah, and that's the hard. And like we have one more person like on the team. Her name is Leah, and it's just like the team is small because there's not like you said, there's not a lot of people you can really trust. But that's not something that's something that I've heard a lot too. Is like, oh man, I can't trust no one. Well, how are you gonna fucking meet anyone? Like how, like a lot of that too is you don't have to trust the next person that
You know
you're
why?
meeting.
Because they've been burnt already.
Yeah.
And they've been burnt already, and then some people don't know how to recover if they don't have like that solid team you have. Even though it's only 3 of you guys,
Yeah.
that's the most that you need starting out, because you trust each other.
Yeah.
And yeah, you can't trust everybody that you'll come in contact with, but you have something as far as each other to fall back on if, you know,
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
anything goes awry. Tell me about, as far as your production stuff, you have a studio or anything that you guys are working out of, or how's that going for you?
Yes. And so with my studio,
Oh, with my studio.
oh yeah, okay.
Tell
Now,
me.
yeah. So basically, I do have a home studio. I live with my parents, so I live with my parents.
Ain't nothing wrong
So,
with that.
and
My kids grown and they live with me, so
yeah, it's a really good obviously I'm ready to go. Like I'm ready to go, but as of now, the rent is free.
I was gonna say, are you ready to go? Because the rent would prevent you from going and realize that it's probably cushion in there. You
Yeah.
save a lot more money.
Yes, that's true.
Yes.
Yeah, I've been. That's why it's been such a good asset for me. It's just been like saving up,
Yeah.
building up my money and whatnot. And really too, it's like it's a good I paid for everything in there,
Mhm.
but I still have a good environment, like a good studio, and I have an area where it's not. I have an area where I don't have to like basically what was I gonna say? Basically, it's an area where I'm not disturbing people most of the time. So I'm not disturbing people, and I can actually, work on my craft.
You're not disturbing them, and they're not disturbing you.
Yes.
Look at that.
Yes.
What you say? Look at God. When you do it, everybody's not disturbed, right?
Yes. So it's a win-win, and and my parents need the help at the house, like for me. Too,
I was gonna say, I think at this point, and then we don't even know what's going on, like in the. I was gonna say the United States, but in the whole world right now.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. But so yeah, that's a good place to be because everything is kind of uncertain right now.
Seriously.
So yeah, you need your parents need you, and it's easier on everybody. And you have the money, you know, a little bit of extra change to get your equipment, you know, to do what you need to do to make yourself better and also to build your craft.
Yeah.
Where do you actually want to take, like, who are some of the artists that you would like to work with or make beats for? That you, and it could be an older person, it could be somebody that's been out, it could be somebody that's newer.
Okay. There's definitely some people that I want to get. That's kind of, there's some more underground. I'll name like 2 underground people, and then I go for the bigger names. So the underground people, his name's Brahmain God, Jaleel, and then for the bigger people, I really like Ski Master, Slump God.
Oh yes, you
I really,
your research.
Yeah, I like I do like Lil Durk, Lil Baby. I have a whole list too, and like Yeet, I want to make beats for him. So, and a lot of these people are not just like, you just got to keep going for it, you know.
Look at you, you got a little drive. I like your spunk and your drive. Like, you look like you about some business too, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, speaking of business,
yes.
I just started my studio as an LLC. So
yes,
I just
high five. Come on.
I just applied for it, so.
And you will be approved. Yes, we're gonna speak it. It's not hard to do right now. You're actually doing something. It's not a fraudulent one, ladies and gentlemen. He actually has the studio and he's actually doing something. So, you know, that LLC, yeah, you're gonna need that. You turn that thing into a corporation, and you know, and make it do what it does.
Right. Yeah.
Yes. If you're gonna do it,